In our previous video, we learnt about the gas laws. Okay, now there are 4 laws that we learnt. The first was Boyle's law. Boyle's law states that volume is inversely related to pressure. Condition, temperature should be constant. The second is Charles' law, which states that volume is proportional to temperature. Condition, pressure is constant. The third is Gay-Lussac's law, which states that pressure is proportional to temperature. Condition, volume constant. And the fourth law is Avogadro's law, which states that V is proportional to N constant. Okay, so these are the 4 gas laws, and these laws are only for a fixed mass of gas. Okay, that for a gas having a fixed quantity. Okay, now there is relation between 2 variables, and the third we have kept constant. So these are the gas laws. Now in this video we'll be solving some numerical problems based on the gas laws. The first question is, a gas occupies 200 ml at a pressure of 0.820 bar at 20 degrees Celsius. How much volume will it occupy when it is subjected to external pressure of 1.025 bar at the same temperature? Okay, now you can see the temperature is 20 degrees Celsius and here also same temperature. It means here temperature is constant. And whenever temperature is constant, we have the relation between 2 variables. And what are the 2 variables? Pressure and volume. And we know the relation that volume is inversely related to pressure. Or we can say this question will be solved on the basis of Boyle's law. And what is the mathematical relation for the Boyle's law? Okay, this is the mathematical relation. This is initial and this is final. So the volume is 200 ml and the pressure is 0.820 bar. I am not changing the unit, okay, because here also the pressure is in bar only. Okay, so I am not converting it to another unit. So pressure is 0.820. Now volume is 200. Now the pressure is 1.025 and we have to find the final volume. So V2 is 0.820 into 200 upon 1.025 and the answer will be in ml. So what is the answer of final volume? That is 160 ml. Now the second is, a sample of gas occupies 1.50 liters at 25 degrees Celsius. If the temperature is raised to 60 degrees Celsius, what is the new volume of the gas and the pressure is kept constant? So now we have to understand that in the previous question temperature was same. So we understood that that question will be solved on the basis of Boyle's law. Now here pressure is constant, and pressure is constant, it means the relation is between volume and temperature. So what is volume temperature relation? It is definitely Charles' law. V is proportional to T. And what is the mathematical relation? V1 upon T1 is equal to V2 upon T2. Okay, so this question will be solved on this basis. But before solving the question, we have to convert this temperature to Kelvin. Because what is the SI unit for temperature? It is Kelvin. So we'll convert this. So T1 is 25 degrees Celsius. So it is 25 plus 273. For numerical purpose, we avoid that 0.15. So it is 298 Kelvin. And T2 is 60 degrees Celsius. So it is 60 plus 273. So it is 333 Kelvin. Now what is the initial volume? 1.50 liters. I am not changing the unit. Okay. And now my final volume will also be in liters. So 1.50 upon 298 is equal to V2 upon 333. So what is the final volume? You can cross multiply and you can solve it. The final volume will be 1.50 into 333 upon 298. So the answer is 1.68 liters. Now the next question is, a chamber of constant volume contains hydrogen gas. Now constant volume, okay, and we must understand that constant volume means it is Gay-Lussac's law. Now when the chamber is immersed in a bath of melting ice, temperature is 0 degrees Celsius, the pressure of gas is 1.07 into 10 to the power 2 kilopascal. Okay, what pressure will be indicated when the chamber is brought to temperature of 100 degrees Celsius? Okay, now this is Gay-Lussac's law because volume is constant. Okay, this we have to understand that which equation we have to apply. Okay, so by looking at the condition, that which condition is constant? If temperature is constant, it is Boyle's law. If pressure is constant, it is Charles' law. If volume is constant, it is Gay-Lussac's law. Okay, so P1 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon T2. Again, we have to change the temperature to Kelvin. So T1 is 0 degrees Celsius, that is 0 plus 273, so it is 273 Kelvin. And what is T2? It is 100 degrees Celsius, so it is 100 plus 273, that is 373 Kelvin. Now initial pressure is this. We can change kilopascal to pascal. So P1 will be equal to 1.07 into 10 to the power 2 into 10 to the power 3 pascals upon 273 is equal to P2 I have to find out, and T2 is 373. Okay, so my answer will be in pascals. So if I solve, so P2, and if you don't want to convert it into Pascal, let it be in kilopascal, then your final pressure will be also be in the kilopascal. Okay, so the final answer will be 1.46 into 10 to the power 5 pascals. Now moving to the next is combined gas law or ideal gas equation. Now separately we have learnt about the gas laws. Boyle's law gives the relation between pressure and volume. Charles' law is the relation between volume and temperature. Gay-Lussac's law between pressure and temperature. And Avogadro's law is between volume and moles or the quantity. So what we'll be doing, we'll be combining all the 4 gas laws. And after combining the gas laws, we'll get an equation, and that will be known as ideal gas equation. So what is basically ideal gas equation? The equation which gives the simultaneous effect of the change in temperature and pressure on the volume of gas. So simultaneously, if I change the temperature and pressure, what will happen to the volume of gas? Okay, that result is given by the ideal gas equation. So first of all, we have to derive it. Okay, how to derive this equation or how to combine the gas laws. Okay, now for a fixed mass of gas, okay, the gas laws are applicable only when the mass of gas is fixed. Okay, so for a fixed mass of gas, volume is inversely related to pressure. Okay, now at constant temperature, now this is in accordance with Boyle's law. Volume is proportional to temperature at constant pressure. Now this is in accordance with Charles' law. And third is volume is proportional to N at constant pressure and temperature. Now this is in accordance with Avogadro's law. Okay, so we have 3 relations. So what we'll do, we'll combine the 3. And what we'll get? V is proportional to Nt upon P. So this is the combining effect. So volume is proportional to Nt upon P. Now take this P to this side. So it will be PV is proportional to Nt. Okay. And what we can write alternately? If we remove the proportionality sign, we always get a constant. So PV is equal to nRT. Okay, so this is the combined gas laws, or this equation is known as ideal gas equation, because any gas which follows this equation will be considered as an ideal gas. Okay, now follows this equation means the product of pressure into volume should be equal to moles into R into T. Now R here is a constant, which is a very special constant here, and we are going to discuss this R in detail. Okay, so the equation is PV is equal to nRT. P here is pressure, V is volume, N is number of moles, T is temperature, and R is known as universal gas constant. Okay, now what is the meaning of this R, or how to find out the value of R? So from this equation, R is equal to PV upon NT. Okay, that is pressure into volume upon moles into temperature. Okay, now temperature is always measured in Kelvin and moles are moles only. But pressure has different units. It can have atmosphere, it can have bar, it is in pascals also. Likewise, volume is in liters also, milliliters also, meter cube also. Okay, it means the value of R depends basically on pressure and volume. So what we are going to do, we are trying to find out the numerical values of R. Now let's discuss the numerical values of R. Now R is PV upon NT and N is number of moles and temperature is always in Kelvin. It means the value of R depends on pressure and volume. So if pressure is in atmosphere, volume is in liter, the value of R is 0.0821 liter atmosphere per Kelvin per mole. If pressure is in bar, volume is in liters, the value of R is 0.083 liter bar per Kelvin per mole. And if pressure is in pascals, volume is in meter cube, the value of R is 8.314 meter cube into pascal per Kelvin per mole. And this meter cube into pascal is replaced by joules. Okay, and so we'll be using mainly three values of R in our numericals. Now let's discuss a case. Suppose there is a container which is filled with some gas. Now P1 is the pressure of gas initial, V1 is the initial volume and T1 is the initial temperature and number of moles are N. And suppose if I change any one of the properties, suppose if I change pressure or if I change volume, the other property will also change. So now the pressure becomes P2, volume becomes V2 and temperature becomes T2. Now number of moles are same, that is there is fixed mass of gas. Now what is the ideal gas equation, or what we can say, what is the combined gas law? The combined gas law is this. Okay, PV is equal to nRT. N number of moles, R is gas constant. So I can write like this. So PV upon T is nR. Now for this initial condition I can write P1 V1 upon T1 is equal to nR. And for this I can write P2 V2 upon T2 is equal to nR. Now since this is also equal to nR, this is also equal to nR, so I can write like this, that P1 V1 upon T1 is equal to P2 V2 upon T2. Okay, so this is another modification of our ideal gas equation or combined gas law, that if initial and final conditions are given to us, okay, we can calculate one unknown quantity. Now we'll derive one more relation, that is the relation between density and molar mass of a gas. Now what is our combined gas law? PV is equal to nRT. Okay, what is N here? N is the number of moles, and we know how to find out moles. It is given mass upon molar mass. Now given mass is symbolized as small m and molar mass is symbolized as capital M. Okay, now substitute the values like this. Now what we'll do, we'll interchange the terms. So take this molar mass to this side. Okay, now this is mass upon volume, and mass upon volume is nothing but it is the density. Okay, so Pm is equal to dRT, or okay, so this is the relation between density and molar mass. Okay, now this is molar mass and this is density. Now let's discuss some numerical problems based on the ideal gas law concept. Now the first question is, calculate the number of moles of hydrogen gas in a 500 ml sample of hydrogen gas at a pressure of 1 bar and 27 degrees Celsius. So we have to calculate moles. Now what is given to us? Let's see. Volume is 500 ml. Now pressure is 1 bar. Temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. We'll convert it to Kelvin. So it is 273, that is 300 Kelvin. And we have to find out moles. So definitely we'll be using this formula. PV is equal to nRT. Now let pressure be in bar only. But volume should be in liters, because if we see that table, if pressure is in bar, the volume should be in liters. So it is 500 into 10 to the power minus 3 liters. So now 1 into 500 into 10 to the power minus 3 is equal to moles we have to find out. Now which value of R will be using? 0.083 into 300. So if I solve this, I will get the number of moles. So N is equal to, so number of moles is 2.01 into 10 to the power minus 2 moles. Now let's solve the next question. A sample of nitrogen gas occupies a volume of 1 liter at a pressure of 0.5 bar at 40 degrees Celsius. We have to calculate the pressure if the gas is compressed to 0.225 ml at minus 6 degrees Celsius. So first we'll write whatever is given to us. So P1 is given 0.5 bar, V1 is given 1 liter, temperature is 40 degrees Celsius, so we'll add 273, so it will be converted to Kelvin. So it will be like, so 313 Kelvin. Now P2 we have to find out. V2 is 0.225 ml. Now some conversion is required, because here the volume is in liters and here the volume is in ml. So we'll convert this to liters. So 0.225 into 10 to the power minus 3 liters. Now temperature is minus 6 degrees Celsius plus 273. So it will be 267 Kelvin. Now what formula will be using? Here we cannot use PV is equal to nRT, because two different conditions are given. So we'll be using the formula P1 V1 upon T1 is equal to P2 V2 upon T2. We can substitute the values and we can get the answer. So after substituting the values, 0.5 into 1 upon 313, P2 into V2 upon T2. So I can get my P2. So if we have to cross multiply and we have to solve it further. So final pressure will be 1895.6 bar. Now this pressure will be in bar because the initial pressure is also in bar. So we have to take care of the unit. Okay. Whatever initial condition is given, okay, the unit will be same for the final condition. Temperature always we have to convert it to Kelvin. Okay. And volume we have to see that both the units are same. Now the next is calculate the density of ammonia gas at 30 degrees Celsius and 5 bar pressure. Now we know the relation between density and molar mass. And the relation is molar mass is equal to dRT upon P. Now density will be Pm upon RT. So what is pressure? It is 5 bar. Now molar mass we can calculate. For ammonia it is 14 plus 3, that is 17. And R is 0.083. Now temperature will convert to Kelvin, so it is 303. And if I calculate this, the answer will be 3.37. And what will be the unit? Gram per liter. Now the next question is, at 273 Kelvin, the density of a gaseous oxide at 2 bar is same as that of nitrogen at 5 bar. What is the molecular mass of oxide? So we have two cases, one is nitrogen and one is oxide. The density of nitrogen is D1 and that of oxide is D2, and he is saying that D1 and D2 are same. Now what is the formula for D? It is Pm upon RT. So what is D1? It is P1 M1 upon RT. Now R and T are constant, temperature is 273 and R itself is a constant. So P1 M1 upon RT is equal to P2 M2 upon RT. Okay, now it will be like this. So P1 M1 is equal to P2 M2. Now 1 is for nitrogen. So what is the pressure of nitrogen? The pressure of nitrogen is 5. Okay. What is the molar mass of nitrogen? N2 it is 28. Now P2 is 2 and M2 we have to calculate. So M2 will be 70. Okay, if I solve it, I will get the answer, that is 70. Now what is the unit of molar mass? It is gram per mole.